This is a passive solar house that's for sale at 1050 House Street in Newton, Iowa. Passive solar, pretty unique, probably something you've never seen before. Let's go inside and see how it works. Passive solar means that the sun does all the work and you get all the heat. This is the south wall of the house. Above it is an overhang, and this overhang is important, and I'll tell you about that in a moment. The south wall is made up of 12 inches of steel reinforced concrete. It's painted black and it's behind double pane Pella windows. The overhang protects the concrete during the summer when the sun is high. But in the winter, when the sun is much lower, the sun hits directly onto this wall and heats up the concrete, which then heats up the house. The other three walls of the house are double 2x4 walls. They're 10 inches thick. The studs in those walls are staggered so they don't touch each other, and therefore the heat cannot find a solid place to migrate from inside the house to outside in the winter, or from the outside to the inside in summer. And we've woven 13 inches of insulation inside that 10-inch wall. We have an R factor on the other three walls of R35. Now let's go inside and see how the backup systems work on this house. While the sun is the primary source of heat for this house, there are three other sources of heat. The second source is radiant heat right up here on the wall. Each room has its own radiant heat source, and each room is individually controlled with its own thermostat. The third source of heat is a forced air furnace, and of course it runs off of a common thermostat. It can heat the entire house. The fourth source of heat is downstairs. Let's go take a look at it. The fourth and final method of heating this passive solar house is with this great wood stove in the beautiful family room here in the basement. This wood stove can actually heat the entire house. We've installed a cold air return vent near the ceiling of the basement. And when the wood stove is generating all this heat, we can actually turn the fan on the furnace and redistribute that heat throughout the house. It works great. So, the four methods of heating this house are passive solar, radiant, forced air furnace, and then this great wood stove here in the basement. Thanks for watching.